this is going to be slightly different. Slightly different from what you're used to from me, because I'm actually nearly done. Yeah, I know. Don't adjust your sets. You will get to see the entire build and the entire painting process and the entire slightly weathered process that we're doing. Allow me to explain a few things first. Hey you, it's Tony for emodels.co.uk. Welcome to the introduction of the Takom 1/35th scale CHIEFTAIN Mk.10. Superb kit. Absolutely loving this one. Slightly different format for me because, as we know, my work schedule is absolutely shocking. Hopefully you've seen a few of the live shows Ted and Fox have been doing. I've managed to make it to one of them. I do try and get there, but obviously work and home life don't always go hand in hand with this kind of thing, which is why it took forever to do what should have been a weekend project with the T800 build, and you ended up waiting like 17 weeks between episodes. Decision was made between Gavmate, Petemate and myself that with this build I would just film everything as and when I was going along, so that I got to this kind of stage where I was then able to edit the best part of 2 months of work as I'm going along, and it's working out better. Let's be honest, it's working out better. I now have 3 episodes rough edited. You're about to get this one. I've got 3 more in the can waiting to be processed and doing the instructions and things like that as I'm going. So this is where we are. And now let me talk you around. I've decided on going for a 2 scale finish. I'm not too sure 2 scale is the right way of saying it. We've got this side, which is the non-weathered side, and I've still got obviously the skirts and a few other bits and bobs put on there yet. But this side is an enhanced reality side. So by that we mean there's a little bit of weathering, as you can see there, a lot of scuffs and chips and dinks and dents and things like that, and I've split it right down the middle, as you can see, weathered side, non-weathered side. I've had a few guys getting in touch with me when they found out I was building this. Ted's one of them, my uncle being another, and there's been a few other lads besides. John, thank you so much for the reference photos, mate. Couldn't have done it without you. Genuinely, thank you. It's a lifesaver. Quite a few of you have been in touch and said, like, you know, it wasn't a dirty vehicle. Well, none of this rusty nonsense, none of this muddy nonsense that we're seeing so much of these days. But these vehicles did get a bit of wear and tear, as John's photos have shown me, so that's why we've gone with the 2 scale finish. So I'll talk you through that. I'll talk you through how to do these amazing tracks. And again, a little bit of enhanced reality. Don't know if you make out the little scuffs in the rubber pads that I've seen on John's reference photos. What else have we done? There's a little bit of photo which work involved, as you'll see. I'm absolutely terrible at it. But the advice I'm going to give you now is watch as many of the videos as you can before you actually start ploughing into the build, because you'll see that I do come across a few headaches here and there, a few challenges, especially with the photo etch. I'm not very good at photo etch at the best of times. I know there's guys out there that are absolutely amazing at it and can do it without standing on the head. I can't. So hopefully you'll see how not to do it, and you know, we can help each other out figure out how to do it. If you're amazing at doing photo etch, wait till you see how I do it, and then send me a video of how you do it. You know, you don't have to have the elaborate setup I've got, or Fox has got, or Ted's got, or you know, any of the other filmers have got. If you've got one of these smartphones, I've not got mine with me. Yes, I have. I'm telling lies. If you've got one of these, get someone to stand behind you whilst you do your photo etch. Send it in to us, and I'll try and include it in one of the videos at some point. Help each other out. There's a couple of other headaches here and there. Things didn't quite fit that I've had to sort out. The barrel itself, the barrel pivot, hingey type thing, that didn't quite fit as planned. It was a little bit too weak, so I've enhanced that a little bit with a little, some sprue. Not sprue at all. Styrene strips. Styrene strips is the word. A few other bits and bobs around it that I've had a few headaches with. Like I say, try and watch as much of the build as you can, especially when it comes to doing the camouflage. The camouflage isn't as complicated as it actually looks once you plan it properly. But as you can see, you know, it's absolutely stunning. The detail in this thing is amazing, and hopefully I can bring you in on that. Just here. You get to see this during the build, like I say, but you've actually got a serial number of the vehicle. Brilliant. And you've actually got, as well, on the tyres, there you go, dimensions of the tyres as well. It's amazing. Amazing detail. So I'm going to crack on and finish these bits and bobs. Ooh. You go grab your refreshments and things like that, and sit back, relax, and enjoy part 1 of the Takom 1/35th scale CHIEFTAIN Mk.10. I do wish to stop using this stuff, you know. Hey you, it's 24emodels.co.uk, and before we go any further, I'm going to swap out that really grubby one for that one. Haha, nice and shiny. There we go. Right then. So, hey you, it's 24emodels.co.uk. Welcome to part 1 of the Takom 1/35th scale CHIEFTAIN Mk.10. Mk.10. Lovely. Looking forward to this one. Right, so as you've just seen, I've just done a gazillion bags openings type thing because, yeah, I can't be bothered with that during the video. So bring the box back in. So as you can see, I've already gone through the box. I've actually had a look inside the box to begin with, so I can get the paint sorted out, so I can get that ordered and stuff like that ahead of you. I'll get back to that in a minute. So I'll get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Me unboxing videos are terrible. I don't like doing these because I don't know how to do them. So, don't crinkle. I hate that stuff. I really do hate that stuff. Let me get it sort of lighting sorted out. How many views have we lost so far? Bah, Felicia. Stay. Stop it. Right then. Inside the box we get a million parts. It's brilliant. I'm really looking forward to this one. Can't contain my excitement. Ooh! I've lost it again now. Whilst I was unwrapping the turret bits, there's a mantlet cover in there. It's weird. It's all squishy and vinyl, and I've not come across that stuff before. So that's going to be interesting. Put that there to the side just to be safe. So get rid of the big bits. As with any tank vehicle, you're always going to get lower and upper hull, lower and upper turret halves. It's always standard, and then gazillion wheels, but we'll get to them in a moment. But one thing that I'm really impressed with Takom is the level of detail in these kits. Just let me get rid of that box so we can get rid of the cluttered background. Now at Christmas I was very lucky. I was able to get hold of the King Tiger as a present. Oh my word, that kit is stunningly detailed, as you're about to see with this one. Going off the quick nosy round I've had. Ooh, remind me about that in a minute. Good for you. As we're about to see, right then, so let's start with the wheels. I'm going to start with the wheels. Yeah, me and unboxing videos, I don't like doing these. I'm terrible at doing these. Gazillion wheels, you get 2 frames of these. So obviously you've got one half of one side and one half of another side. Yes, there was a gap missing in that one because I've had a quick look at the wheel. Because, stop your nonsense. Orc. Oh, it's not close to the background again. There's absolutely no seam line or mould flashing or anything like that, apart from the nubby bits that I need to take care of. But that is one half of the battle done. Anybody who builds armour will tell you, you either love doing wheels or you hate doing them, because there's that much repetition involved. Personally, I find it therapeutic. I like doing them, but I know a lot of guys out there hate doing this kind of stuff. it's just like millions and millions and millions of tiny little bogey wheels and the big wheels, and you've got to glue them all together and repeat and rinse and stuff like that, and it's just mind-numbingly boring. But the detail is quite fantastic. Those raised bolt heads, it's gorgeous, and the little dimples where the other bolts sink into. You can do a fair amount of detail on that stuff. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Nice big chunky springs as well. There's some right grooves on there. You can't tell it at the moment because of the, it's just boring grey plastic. Detail is amazing. And then we get, hang on, let's go for, what was that? That was A, that was A, that was A, where's B? Have we got a B? What's that for B? Oh well. We'll go for D instead, which is all the ancillary bits for the turret top by the look of it. So we've got all the storage boxes, and the hatches, and the commander's hatches, smoke dispensers. I love them things, they're brilliant. Look at that GPMG. GPMG. Now, the worrying thing is, as stunningly detailed as these Takom kits are, the gates where you clip from the frame are a little bit rubbish, if we're honest. I'm quite concerned with that gate there. That's quite a chunky gate for such a flimsy little part, and you'll see that quite a lot as you go around. Like on this little fancy part here, that gate is huge. Now if you compare that with something like a Bandai kit, for those of us that are building Bandai kits at the moment, if you look at the way they do their gates, and I haven't got one to hand, it's like a tiny, tiny, tiny little hairline thing. That's a quick little nip and you're done. But these things, I'm finding this with the King Tiger as well, as stunningly detailed as it is, and as nicely engineered as it is, that's going to cause us some problems when we start clipping that away. But we'll take care of that when we get there. Look at that. That detail is gorgeous. That's going to look perfect with a wash. All these little bolt heads and things like that. It's gorgeous. So that's the where is it? The section here where we've got the cutout. That'll be for there on the turret. So that's all the turrety filling out bits. Yeah, the anatomy of the tank is absolutely shocking for me. My knowledge. Hang on, let's try that again. My knowledge of the tank is absolutely shocking. How many viewers have we lost so far? So there's the skirts. Now I'm hoping, by the time you get to see this, by the way, I will have done the build. I'm working all kinds of stupid hours again at the hospital, so I'm actually nibbling away at this. So I'm going to send it all in one go to eModels. So by the time you get to see this, yeah, it's already built. But I'm hoping my research will allow me to cut these little skirts, just so it's not one big strip of boring plastic. So I can actually angle them slightly, as if they were, movable out of the way kind of thing. I've seen it done on German armour, especially the Panzers. I've done it myself in the past with the Panzers. What's that? Oh, the barrel. Talk about the barrel. On the King Tiger, I think it's one piece, but as per usual with any armour, you get the barrel in two halves, which usually means a big seam line down the middle. So we'll show you how to take care of that. And what I'm also going to do, like we did with the Tamiya exhaust, I'm going to put a big fingerprint in that, and then show you how to take care of that as well. Just in case you haven't seen the Tamiya build. The Yamaha build even. Yeah, I'll get the words out in a minute. They've got some smaller filler bits, which I have no idea where they go. But that to me looks like some kind of engine access. Look at that. Stunning detail. Stunning detail. Well, one thing I've noticed as I'm going around, the quick nosy around I had the other day, there's hardly any flashing at all. There's a little bit on there just to make me out as a lighter. Or is that actually part of the moulding? That could actually be part of the tank, I'm not too sure. We'll have to look at that when I clip it from the frame. There's hardly any flash at all. Which is quite unusual, that. So the engineering is quite superb. Like I say, these tiny little flimsy bits Those gates are huge, and that's going to cause us some problems. Well, hopefully we can get around that. Hopefully. So the lower hull, boring as hell, really is. Lower hulls usually are, because you don't get to see that bit. Normally you don't get to see tanks upside down, do you? Unless it boom. Look around the upper hull. Look at that detail. Beautiful, beautifully deep. That's going to look lovely with some washes on it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Then we get to the turret itself, with the weird rubbery bit that goes inside there. That's bizarre, that's freaking me out, that is. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to paint that. Oops. That's the turret, there we go. Look at that profile. Gorgeous profile. Lovely, 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 lovely. I can hear my dad bumbling away in the background. So I'll just stop the filming and toe. Yeah, bless him. Right then, so before we get into the instructions properly, they give you this little information slip. Apparently we have to trim that part there at the back. So I'm not too sure if that's going to be a standard turret for, you know, like I say, my knowledge on tanks isn't that great. I love building them, but I don't know anything about them. So I don't know if that's a standard thing throughout the different marks that wasn't on the Mark 10. I don't know. But apparently there's a correction part. Please use this new D18 instead of the old one. Yeah, we'll have a look at that when we get there. But things like that in the instructions, do you make a note of them? Oh, that was handy. There's D1, D11, D10, D14. So I can't be too far away from where it is. There we go, D18 at the back. Yeah, that was a good guess, wasn't it? Lovely. So make a note of things like that early on as you can. With a pen that works, hopefully. That would be lovely. Use new part. D18, there we go. So that's that. And then on the turret top, you have that other slip, which will remove this part. Remove this part. Which is that bit there. There we go. To make a note of stuff like that early. Looking through these instructions, there you go. So you get the call outs again for all the other bits and bobs. It's not quite Tamiya style drawings. Looks like Fox did those when he was yeah, on a Saturday night after a few. Yeah, stop it. There we go. So get back into the instructions themselves. The beautiful instructions. Sometimes I've found on the King Tiger, they're not quite as clear as they could be. Well, if you look at that, that's actually computer aided design by the look of it. So it's all lovely and crisp. There's no fuzzy stuff like you would normally get with the older kits like Revel and Tamiya and Italeri. Where it's all drafted. It's actually computerised. Computerised design by the look of it. I can't wait for the tracks. I've not spoken about the tracks, have I? Really looking forward to this bit. I'll get back to those in a moment. Don't let me forget. I zoomed out. That didn't look right then. Just boring wheel bits. The same again with this little thing here. I've noticed there's a huge gate on the frame itself. Yeah, so we might end up breaking that. If we do, it's not a problem. I'll fix it. I'll talk you through that. Let me start looking at photo etch. Yeah, me and photo etch don't go hand in hand very well. For the simple reason, we'll talk about this properly when we get there. Super glue is actually designed for human skin, not for bonding metal to plastic. So it will bond with you a lot quicker than it will bond metal to plastic. Yeah, I just looked at my super glue a few moments ago and it's already dried up, so I've had to reorder some from emodels.co.uk. I've got some super glue on the way, got some kicker. Again, we'll talk about this properly when we get there, but I've also got the debonding agent just in case I do decide to, because you could use gloves, but when you're using gloves and you're using fiddly bits like that, you don't often get a feel for what you're actually doing, so it's easy to use your hand. And yeah, like I said, we'll talk about that properly when we get there. There you go. They've left the polygons in. Brilliant. So it's pretty much a basic build. It's nowhere near as complicated as the King Tiger. King Tiger. The King Tiger, it's got the full interior. The engine alone, which I'm working on at the moment, is a kit in itself. It's huge. Hey, it carries on for about 4 pages. It's bonkers. And what was it about? Inside the turret, which I'm really looking forward to. Just that lower part of the turret itself is a model kit on its own. And that's before you even get to the big gun. Look at it, carries on. It's massive. Beautiful kit though, beautiful kit. If you can get hold of that King Tiger with the full interior, oh, you need it. You really do. But let's say this one, compared to the King Tiger, this will be, pretty much straightforward. I've kind of jinxed that now, haven't I? It's going to fight me all the way. I can feel it. So it should be I'm going to jinx it again though. Should be a straightforward build. Should be fairly quick. Yeah. Full switch. Right, so we'll have a quick look at the full switch in a moment. Pretty straightforward. You compare the two books as well. Oh. There's hardly anything in the Chieftain book. The King Tiger book's huge. It's huge. That's always a good sign. Right, let's talk about these tracks very briefly. And again, by the time you get to see this, it will have already been built, so hold fire in the comments. I'm assuming these track pads would be rubber, and I'm not going to leave them as boring grey blocks. I'm going to nick them. So the Dremel type tool will be coming out, so I can just add a few scuffs here and there, just make it more interesting. This is the part I'm really looking forward to. And it's the same with the King Tiger as well. You get a gazillion track parts. The King Tiger actually has 2 or 3 bags of these. Yeah, I know. I can feel Fox cringing already. Well, basically, that's how they work. They're all together. There's all kinds of different little... Oh, that actually went click. As if that was going to hold on its own. There's all kinds of different ways of doing this. You can either use a big strip of sticky tack, or you can use some double-sided sticky tape. Or you just wing it like I'm doing. Right now, this is fun. I like this. So you can build them in 5s or 10s or 15s or 20s. It's entirely up to you. Normally what you do is build a strip that goes on the deck. Just grab that handy randy. Build this part first, then come up, then do the curvy bits. You usually split it behind the skirt. You don't actually, attach it together so that you can take the turret. No, hang on, the whole top from the lower bit. Yeah, you can do whatever you've got to do with your weathering. What's this? Polycaps! Polycaps! Beautiful. Polycaps. That's going to be for one of the idler wheels. Or is it the 2 wheel? I don't know. The anatomy of the tank is a strange one. We'll talk about these tracks properly when we get there. I'm looking forward to that part. I think that'll be a video all on its own. Mostly in time lapse. But yeah, we'll be scuffing those pads up just to make them look a little bit more interesting. Especially when we're face on. Let's see on that bag. How many viewers have turned off so far? Magic! So that's them. talk about the photo etch and the decals and things like that. Ooh, I'm leaving those inside the plastic bag for the time being, so they don't get all scratched or horrible and things like that. There's all the periscopy bits. And a huge, I think it's an infrared rangefinder. It's huge. Look at it, it's a dartboard. It's nice. Photo etch. Oh god, I hate this stuff. Incredibly flimsy. Look at that. I'm going to end up breaking those, I know it. I already know that. It's pretty much straightforward. There's not that much bending involved. Definitely that one. That needs a bend. And oh, that's a point. Where's my bending tool? I'll have to find that in a second. It looks like these ones are going to need a little fold here and there. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But if you have, in here on my toolbox. Oh, this isn't going to work. Ha! I found it. If you have one of these things, you'll find it very, 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 very handy indeed. Now I'm going to have to check with the guys at E-Models to see if they've actually got one of these. Basically, you've got a long edge here, so you can take care of long folds, but you can also, I'll have to try and remember how to do this because I've not used it for years. Yeah, take that off. You can also flip it around, and they are quite pricey, these. There we go. Flip it around, so we can take care of smaller intricate bits. Now we'll go through this again properly nearer the time. Don't panic about it right now. If you can get hold of one of these, do so. You get these little spacer block things so you can lift and fold and things like that. If you can get hold of one, do so. If not, don't panic. We can still do it with a steel ruler. It's not a problem. So I'll probably show both techniques. Like I say, we'll take care of that nearer the time. And then the last thing we need to look at is the decals, which I've not got around to using yet on the King Tiger because I'm still building that. It looks straightforward enough. We'll have to go through the choices in a moment. So I'm just going to pop those. Yeah. Trim that bit. So for now, keep that nice and safe, somewhere nice and flat, not just chucked off to the side like I normally do. And then, yeah, if you're familiar with the TV show where the dead are walking, I'm not going to say it out loud because I'm not too sure if we can advertise stuff on this channel. Yeah, the very first episode, when he wakes up, this is the tank that he hides in. I always thought it was an Abrams. Apparently it's not, it's this. A Mk.10 Chieftain. Fantastic. Zombie tank. It says there, if you're building this version of the Mk.10, take off the infrared box on the side, which will be that socking great big huge thing there. Take that off. Brilliant. And we've got a couple of other choices. A Squadron 1st Royal Tank Regiment. Oh, see, I remember that lot. So we get their colour scheme from 1991. I'm not too sure where them lads were deployed at the time because I was still in school. So I'm not too sure about where they were at the time. Battus doesn't ring a bell, to be honest. Sorry lads. And then we get the things that were blown up on the tank ranges by the Challengers as they came through. I'm sure it was the Challengers. They did me stuck on that hill somewhere on the side of Salisbury Plain, I think. And then boom. And then we get the version we're building with the Berlin cam scheme. 1420 King's Royal Hussars. Sorry lads, I can't remember who you were. I'm very, very sorry. Don't hit me in the face or anything like that. I'm sorry, lads. I'll figure out how to say that properly. Again, by the time you get to see this, this thing will be built. So apologies now. But yeah, we're looking forward to this scheme. It looks so complicated when you first look at it, but it's actually quite basic when you look, break it down. He says. So we'll cover that properly at the time. Now, paints. I went on a bit of a rant on the Rossi build about not using a kit's recommended paints, but these things have actually been designed together. So yeah, I'm going by the kit instructions. Don't often do this. Often I just look at it and say, yep, I'll use that, and that instead. But I'm actually going to do these things. Now, if you bear in mind, this video is for an actual shop. It's not for my channel, it's for a shop. So I'm actually trying to sell things on their behalf. So I'm trying to sell you this kit as I'm building it. I'm trying to sell you these paints as I use them. Which is why we're doing it that way around. Which is why, in the Terminator build, I bought a load of these, which came in for a bit of criticism, fair enough. But I'm actually trying to sell you these. And by showing you how to use these, I was actually, we actually raised the sales on them a little bit. Job done. Magic. So that's why we do these kind of things in the videos. Pyramid! So, I'll leave that there for a second. Use your pause button. Yeah, I forget about that, didn't you? Yeah, Charlie. Right then. What should we build first? Normally on the tank build. Let's get rid of that. Yep, don't you dare fall over. It's absolute chaos off at the side of me again. Right. Over there. Don't move. Right, so normally on a tank build, we start with the wheels. Yeah. I'm going to do that this time. I'm going to start with the turret first. Just because. Just because. Yeah, why not? I don't know, I'm being rebellious. So, just having a quick glance through the instructions, because we can take care of that before I forget. So, even though I've written it down there, I'll forget. So we'll take care of that first. Oh, pardon the interruption. Right then, where were we? Just get that piece in. I'm going to take care of this piece here that says get rid of it and remove it. Ooh, 1-to-1 scale drawings. Cool. Right. These M parts here are the clear parts for the periscopy type things. I'm actually going to leave those off for the time being. Build all the sub-assembly around it, and we'll sort those out last before we get the paint on. Make more sense when we get there. I don't know why I keep doing this when I keep saying makes more sense. Your range. So, let's trim that big nubby bit off there first. Lovely. Right, sharp knife. Very sharp knife. Sorry, I'm shouting down your ear rolls. Very, very sharp knife. So, we're going to be very, 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 very careful here, boys and girls. I'm going to set that down on the desk. I'm going to make everybody cringe. Now, bear in mind, I'm an ex-medic. I'm currently still a first aider. So, I'm going to be able to take care of my own cuts. But I'm going to be very, very gentle. Very careful. I'm keeping the other hand completely out of the way. And letting the blade do the work. Now, this is a new blade and it's very, very sharp. Please be sensible. So let the blade do the work. Now I'm assuming, it says remove this part, I'm assuming it means take it flush to the surface. I can't quite get that nubby bit there. How many people are screaming at the TV, you're doing it wrong? It's okay, it's all good. Like I say, be very careful. Normally I would stabilise myself a little bit better than I'm doing at the moment, but I can't quite see around the camera. Don't forget, I make the mistakes that you don't have to. So that's mostly there now. So we're just letting the very sharp blade do the work. Here we go, done. Right then. Lovely. I'm just getting a little bit closer off camera so I can see what I've done. Lovely. Right, that'll do. Job done. You stay there and somewhere safe. Just off camera, I'm actually hiding the blade away. Because I don't like I'm going to stick my hand on that. Lovely stuff. And also, if you are using big sharp knives like that, have a first aid kit handy somewhere in the the vicinity around you. I can't quite show you off camera at the moment. Tell you what, let's have a quick look around. So just off camera, there you go, there's King Tiger. These, I requested one, I got 6 for the price of one. Brilliant. Thanks Amazon. A quick look around there at all my loot crate stuff. But just in that drawer there is my very, very extensive first aid kit. Just in case I do manage to be silly and nick myself. So it's always to hand so we're not legging it around the house with blood pouring out everywhere. Shouting to the significant others in the household with you, where's the first aid kit? Where's the plasters? It's fine. It's fine. Right, so is there anything else I need to take off? Big ejector marks like that, we're not going to worry about those because we're not having any of this open. It's all sealed in, so I'm not going to worry at all. Where's the frame D? Frame D. So we'll bring in frame D. And we need D5. So with the clippers in my hand, I'm just going to go fairly close to the part on that gate, like so. And then we'll clean that up a little bit with the knife afterwards. So that's that bit there. We need D42. What did you do here? Same again, fairly close. Like so. So I'm taking off these smoke canisters now. That's D45. That's D46. And then just so I can remember, where's that pencil gone? Where's that pencil? So that's 45, that's 46. Just up there. If you can make that out, it's a 45. Just so I know. Right then. So 45, 46. What else is there? Let's trim this off. I don't need this just yet. I don't think. I'm going to trim it off. Just ready because it's at the side of me and I'm going to get giddy and excited and forget to do this. Because yeah, it's me. We'll put that somewhere safe. Just that, like so. So, that's that. And we need the bumper things. So, G9 is this one. And that goes with D46. So that's there. See? Madness in my method. There's madness in the method. It's all grand. There we go. So that's that. So that's G8 with G45, only G6. Which is this fully full of hoisty thing. So I've got D38, small dispenser, G6, D42, and these. Lovely. Right then. So I'm not too bothered about labelling up, excuse me, the two hatch parts, because as you can see on one of them I've got that little tab there, so that clearly identifies that as D13, so that's fine, that's okay. Now what happens is D13, I know I've not cleaned it up yet, I'm just doing the dry fits. D13 will go that side, like so, with one of these little brackets, and these are both labelled the same anyway. Hello. Start going there. Touch your glue underneath that bracket and into that hole. Job's a good one, and it'll flap away. Lovely stuff. Right then, so just need to clean these up. And again, using a very sharp knife, being very careful indeed. Just going to very gently shave away. And I'll freak myself out then. Do try and cut away from yourself and make sure the fingertips are well out of the way. Let the blade do the work. And avoid the temptation to do the silly thing of cleaning the blade with your fingers, like I see so many video tutorials doing. No, Adam, stop it. And tell Brandon to stop it as well, because it's just stupid and silly. I don't care if you both are paramedics. Real life paramedics, and they go like that with the blade through the fingers. Yeah. Those two boys should know much better. Get that fingertip out of the way. There you go, so it's more of a shaving motion than a cut. There you go, job's a good one. Quick tickle with a sanding stick. He says, looking for the sanding stick, there he is. These sanding sticks, quite a coarse grain and then a smoother grain, which will just take away the knife marks, and then further sanding marks. And I've lost my polisher. I'll give it a quick buff. Like so. Even though we can still see a tiny little nub mark, it's all perfectly smooth now. So that's that. So I'll just very quickly denub this part again, which is boring as hell, and then what I'll do off camera is I'll denub everything else, just so you're not sat there watching me denub for about the next 3 weeks. And then once all that's done, we'll get into the gluing. So quick smooth with a sanding stick. Like so. That's this with. Right, I'm happy with that where it is. Right, so I'm going to need something a little bit more grippier than my fingertips, because I know for a fact this is going to go bing across the room. So using a crocodile clip, hopefully that'll hold it. Yeah, I'm going to zoom you in now. So if I do manage to cut myself, it's going to be in your face in HD. Yeah, it's alright, I'm freaking myself out too, don't worry. That's going to go ping. I know a few of you who watch these videos film yourselves as well. Just that camera, just give that a quick wipe on a towel that's hanging off the side of me. So I know a few of you know the trials and tribulations of doing this kind of thing live. I'll say live, I know we're recording it, but yeah, talking through your builds as you go. Stuff like this really does, as you're trying to explain something and do this at the same time, it really does test your concentration. If you don't film your builds, just give it a try. You'll realise just how often you actually stick your tongue out whilst you're doing stuff like this. It's quite funny. You'll catch yourself thinking, hang on, it's gone quiet. And you, ooh, start talking. So, I've got that down most of the way, so we'll just finish that off rather gently with the sanding sponge. Just follow the contour around. Lovely stuff. Job's a good one. Okay. So, like I said, I'm going to finish off the rest of the clean-up off camera, and then we'll come back for the gluing. See you in a moment. Just something cleaning up in this now. Excuse me. It's something I meant to talk about when we did the look around the box. Get on camera, Tony. The plastic itself is polystyrene, but if you're familiar with, I'll just wipe my thumb on the blade like a doofus. If you're familiar with Airfix kits, it's that same kind of soft polystyrene. As you're working with it, you think, oh god, that's not going to hold, but it does. It really does. The King Tiger's the same, obviously being the same company. When you're working with it, you think, no, that's not going to work. It's surprisingly resilient stuff. Quite like it. Now then, is that a big chunky gate mark? I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. So that's what I was talking about with the big chunky gates. That could have been done a lot better. We've got this big sticky out tab thing here now that I need to take care of. It's kind of ridiculous. Dink. It's good you're wearing glasses. Yeah, that is a hunk of plastic. Just like that now. See if I can zoom you in. That's a huge gouge. Luckily, where you can hide that with a little bit of weathering. Excuse me. But it is a ridiculous amount of plastic you need to trim away. Similarly on the top there, as I clips away because of the way the gates are. They don't give you a great deal of room to get in with your clippers. I've actually taken a chunk out of that. That's just from clipping the frame. I've not actually deaned up that part. So now it's left us with the nasty neck. We're going to have to stick a little bit of filler into, I think, just to take care of it. So it's possibly something I may well address in future issues of the kits. Same again there. It's a huge gate. I'll focus on my day. That's a huge gate we need to take care of. And if you consider, let's have a look. What have we got? What have we got? Just off camera. Just off camera we have a Bandai kit, which unfortunately at the moment isn't available through eModels. If you have a look at the gate here, It's quite narrow, and it's in a place where it's not too obvious, but if you have a look sideways there, I don't know if you can make that out, it's really narrow. So even though it looks wide, it's quite narrow to work with. Whereas you consider this one, you know, the exact same technique where you attach a piece to a frame. That gate is huge. So hopefully, Takom, if you're watching this, please, 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 be a little bit more mindful with the way you do this. So some of the more delicate parts, that's going to cause us quite a few problems. Now luckily that's underside, and we're not going to, hopefully, be sticking our heads underneath the turret down here, because that would be a bit odd. Chink. Right, so I'm going to carry on doing this off camera again. Okie dokie, so we'll leave it there, and in the next episode you'll see me carrying on building the turret up. In the meantime, bob along, see my mates at emodels.co.uk, spend some money with them, great guys, and ladies, there's a few ladies there as well, and everything you've seen me use in this video has been bought from them, apart from my clippers. I got my clippers from the company that, you know, the workshop that does games, that's where they're from, but everything else has been bought or has been sent to me by eModels. I'm loving these paints. I've got to say that straight away. You don't get to see them in that video as you just watched, but oh my word, I do like them. Right then, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for stopping by, taking part, and watching the video to start with. And really couldn't do this without you guys. John, thank you so much for the photos, matey. Right, I'm going. I need some sleep. I will see you in episode 2.